You know what? Quitting isn't all that bad, you know. When it comes to some shit in life, you're supposed to, like, for example, your cheating ex-girlfriend or your bad smoking habits or something like that. It's good to quit certain things in life, okay? You gotta realize what they are. But you know what? Quitting is not always the way, okay? And in that scenario, quitting college, why it is a bad idea? Why you shouldn't drop out of college? See, it's a very important thing. As important as why you should drop out of college, you should know both aspects of it before you make a decision. Like, you analyze in certain way, and then you should realize, okay, if this is gonna help me or not. Don't just listen to what I'm saying completely. Always think about it, process it. Is it gonna help me? Take whatever is useful from what I'm saying. Okay. And then in this case, I want you to know both the perspective of why you should drop out of college. That was in previous video, and why you should not drop out of college. That's gonna be my this video. And I'm going to explain to you. I'm just going to give you very three basic reasons, okay, why you should not drop out of college. Okay, so first of all, most importantly, is going to be public validation. What I mean by public validation is what the people perceive of you. Like, even at the end of the day, you don't give a single shit about what people say or what people think about you. They're still going to be judging you, okay? And then when it comes to like your personal space or your personal circle of people, they just find fault whatever they want to find fault with, and that's always gonna be there, okay? And there's just gonna be a lot of questions, alright? If you don't drop out, if you get a degree, those questions can be completely avoided. Matlab, it's just a pain in the ass. Like, to be honest, it's a huge pain in the ass, okay? And everyone keeps questioning. You just have to tell them something. You don't want to tell them what really happened because none of their business, and they don't realize it's not their business. They just come question you anyway, and it's sort of pathetic. But yeah, what can we do? That's the world we live in. So public validation is the number one problem. For me personally, I didn't really care about what people thought. But there are these stupid ass family members, like distant family members, they were just coming in like, oh, drop out कर लिया, हमें पता था ये problem होगा, वो problem होगा, and all that bullshit. The f*** do you mean by हमें पता था? What do you mean? They don't know shit, and they just come and try to act like they know everything. They assume that they talk here, there, here, there. Maybe you just don't give a shit, but your parents, right? They're not gonna be like you. They might just give a little shit about all this shit, and it's just gonna be a talking. It's gonna bother you in the long run for some time, at least until you get success. It's gonna bother you a little bit. That's one. The second one is continuing from this point, like considering your professional CV. Like, your professional CV will be for the next 5 to 6 years. This is guaranteed. Like, for example, I went for a job in Dubai, so I've gone for multiple interviews too. So the first thing that they see when they see my CV, I've written, I've gone for this degree, engineering degree. I discontinued the course, and they asked me, why do you discontinue the course? And then most of the interviews, they're just looking for you to they just want to grab out the weak points. It's just that sometimes you're not completely prepared about what they're going to ask, and then especially in the first two interviews, they were asking me why I dropped. I was able to give the answer, but not everybody is able to give the answer. They're just going to pick on it. Like, I remember the guy who asked me second time, he was like, oh, why did you drop out? Like, if you discontinue that thing, doesn't mean you're going to discontinue this job if you really don't like it. And they just try to pick on stuff. And your professional CV for the immediate next 4-5 years at least, if you're planning to go for a degree again, that's a different scenario. But if you're planning to work after this without a degree, it's going to be a huge question. They're just going to keep dragging it down, asking you this, asking you that. Like, why did you drop out? Like, what is the necessity of dropping out? You could have just continued the course, Lord, it's a very high paying job. This, that, this. They don't know the reality. They're just assuming, they're just thinking what they know, and they just blabber something just like that. Then yeah, it's a little bugging, like that is the second thing. Your professional CV, big problem. Think about all this in a long run. When you're taking immediate decisions, shorthand decisions like this right now, you just have to think like how it is going to impact you in the next 5 years, 7 years. It might not impact you in the next 15, 20 years, but it's going to definitely impact you for the next 5 or 10 years. Like not right now. I'll tell you personally, if I had gone through with my degree, this is my next point. If I had gone through with my degree, it would have been good. Like, I wouldn't have had to work really hard. Now I have to prove to people that, look, I can do this, I can do that. I have to validate to a lot of people unnecessarily. Yeah. And when it comes to the prophecy and all that, the third thing, like, if you go through with your degree, you will have a graduate degree. You have a bachelor's in something. And that, my dear friends, is very important. considering our modern day society and how everything works around public validation, how everything works around you, how good your CV is. The first impression people have on you is your CV, your resume, and how you are and what kind of degree you hold. This is very pathetic how you define certain people according to the degree that they have. But if you without a degree, you should have an equivalently good remark on your CV that okay, if he doesn't have a degree, okay, this guy can do this thing, which is equivalently good. You need to be equivalently good at something if you don't have a degree. You should make sure you're in that sort of a stage. If you're dropping out, you need to make sure that okay, in this stage, if I'm able to drop out, I can validate. Like you should consider in the modern day society, right? Everyone has a fucking degree. Like even an auto driver has a bloody degree. I'm not saying being an auto driver is bad, but you could do better with a degree. That's all I'm saying. And then like the competition is so high for everything right now, says that like to hold up in a certain field, you will need a degree no matter what. That's like the basic classification that takes place everywhere. And like without a degree, I think you fall back a little bit. Like immediately, if you want to do a job, this is out of my personal experience. I'm telling you, you fall back a little bit while compared to all the others, because there are like 50 or 60 other people who has a degree, who's willing to do the same job for like maybe 20-30% of lesser pay than what you are given right now. Even if you don't like what you did, like you get through with it, you can just completely divert off and go do your master's, something like that. Or literally, you can just use a degree as a like a namesake thing. Like, look, I'm a graduate. If you don't do a degree, you're still the same old, got a high school graduation. But having a bachelor's graduation is much more valuable than having just a like high school graduation. You get it? And like for those of you who feel like, look, I don't want to get through with a degree. If the issue is studying, a lot of us people, we have an issue with studying in general, no matter what topic it is. Just like studying is like a huge pain in the ass for us. If you get through with this, like one part of your pain in the ass will be over now. You don't have to study. You can just go for some job, something or other, because jobs are much different compared to studying. And they're like, even if you study one certain thing, you can literally go and do any other job because you have a validation. Like, okay, look, and it's been created in such a way. Yeah. So these are the three main things. Maybe I think these are the things that you should consider. I think that's it. I mean, like, primarily to think about it in one way. I mean, these should be reasons enough for you to decide whether to drop out or not. Maybe there could be more reasons, like, yeah, why didn't you DM me somewhere, on Instagram or Twitter if you have more reasons. This is just off my head. I feel like these are the most important ones that you should be thinking about. But anyway, that's it for this video. Take care. Bye bye.